I would have preferred for Jim Jordan to stay in the position that he's currently in as chairman of the select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. I think he is the best person to be in that position because this guy has so much vigor, and the way that he speaks about the weaponization of the federal government and how the government is being used against we the people in this country. The way he talks about it, he's so passionate. He speaks very intelligently about it. Just his demeanor exudes so much confidence and conviction in his words, in his disdain for what this government is doing to its people. And currently, he is up for nomination for Speaker of the House. I don't know. Maybe if he is in that position of Speaker of the House, maybe he would be in a better position to help with repealing this FISA 702 and this fraudulent Patriot Act shit they got going on where they're targeting innocent citizens. Maybe he would be in a better position to help with that. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how these different entities within government work. But I feel like in the current position that he's in as chairman of the select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government, I think he would be best suited for that position. You know, um, that just the passion that he has for what's going on with that, and trying to expose how the entities like the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Justice, have been weaponized against people. You know, I'm a victim of this just as many of you are victims of this, have been victims of this for years. And again, I've said this before in previous videos. I'm not a political person. Okay, I don't have any stake in you know the political world. I don't vote or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's one big clown show. These people play dark and light, and one will act like the savior, whereas the other one has to act like the devil, right? It all goes back to the order out of chaos and new world order theme. One got to play light, the other got to play dark, so that people gravitate to what they feel is light and whatnot, in order to, have their needs met. But at the end of the day, these people are all devils. I am fully aware of that. But it would be very interesting to see how this shit plays out. And I continue to watch. At least there's talks about organized stalking and harassment on mainstream media now. Hence the video that I put out about the flying monkey that was stalking that lady. He was flying his airplane over her house, dropping things out the plane over her house and all that kind of shit. All this stuff is starting to come out. So it's very important as a targeted individual, those of you that are victims of this shit, to pay close attention to what's going on in the media pertaining to this. If you did not know, December 31st is the last day that they have to decide whether or not they're going to fund this FISA 702 bullshit they got going on, where they're going around stalking and harassing innocent citizens. If that's not something to pay attention to, I don't know what to tell you. If you're going through this, you definitely want to pay attention to this. I have made videos in the past. Write your state representatives. I currently reside in the state of Florida. I've contacted George Stubbe, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan. I've written letters. I've done all that shit. So it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. I'm not saying that, I'm not promising that this shit's going to end or we're going to have alleviation from it, but damn it, do something. Instead of just sitting there making videos, why not actually do something to try to help yourself and help other people, more importantly, that's going through this shit? Okay, so that's all I'm saying. So again, I feel like Jim Jordan is best suited to stay as chairman on the select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. He is very intelligent. He articulates what's going on very well. He has just there's this conviction in his voice that there's no denying when he speaks. You know what I mean? He has like this authoritative tone to his voice that the spirit of getting something done. That's what is upon this man. And like I said, I don't see no man as anybody's savior or anything like that, but there are people in this world that do try to help. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to point out. So yeah, pay attention to the judiciary committees. They took a break on the the sessions that they were having, I think they're going to start back up pretty soon here. I think end of this month sometime or next month or something like that. This is the subcommittee I was talking about where he's chairman, and they talk about the FBI corruption in the FBI, the DOJ, these intelligence agencies that are involved in these psychological operations against American citizens. All right, so this is George Stubbe's site. I'm sorry, I said George. Greg Stubbe. He actually submitted legislation to repeal the USA Patriot Act. Okay, just so that we can have our civil liberties restored. I can't tell you how many times I've had clear evidence of my conversations being listened to in the privacy of my residence. And clear cut evidence of that is when you go out and certain individuals that you don't know do street theater and play out exactly what you talked about over the phone or in the privacy of your own residence to, say, like a girlfriend you were talking to or a friend, and they're playing that shit out in the public to let you know that you're being watched and listened to. All of that shit is very fucking illegal. And the federal government is very well aware of this, but they do this under the guise and under the sake of national security for safety and security purposes and all this whole kind of bullshit. Okay. You know what? I'm going to say this. I would not have a problem being watched and listened to 24/7 if we could watch and listen to what the government's doing. If we could watch and listen to what our neighbors are doing, the same neighbors that are listening in on our conversations and all up in our business, let's have transparency all the way around. I am very confident in, or I would be very comfortable with that because you know what? I don't commit crimes. Okay. Only people who are criminals would feel the need to watch people around them because they want to know what those people are up to. They want to know that those people are not going to report their criminal activities. Okay. They want to know that those people are not recording their criminal activities and they just want to be under the radar. So, as the Bible says, the wicked watches the righteous and seeks to slay him. That's the whole purpose of the reason why these people are watching targeted individuals. It's for nefarious purposes. It has nothing to do with safety and security. Okay? These people are taking the spotlight off of their criminal activities, off of themselves, and putting it on innocent people. Okay? So that's exactly what's going on. And I'm just glad that there are actually people in Congress that are bringing this to light. Again, like I said, I know a lot of these people are devils at the end of the day, but it's worth a watch, right? I don't really watch mainstream TV or mainstream media, but when it's coming to this, when it talks about the judiciary hearings on the subcommittee of the weaponization of the federal government, that's something that is very important to pay close attention to because that is something that directly affects targeted individuals in this country. Okay? And we're not the only ones suffering. There are people all across the world going through the same thing. But what you have to understand is America is a highly influential nation. Okay? So whatever goes on in America, other countries will follow suit. So hopefully, if this shit can shut down here, in turn, it will shut down in other countries as well. Okay? So this is what's going on. The FISA 702. I know that this specifically states that it's for foreigners or Americans that are in contact with foreigners, but they are abusing this program, and these people will go up and lie and say that, oh, this person is talking to someone overseas and they're plotting to do this or plotting to do that. We need to watch them. These are the very programs that they use as an excuse to put you on the list so that you can be watched and watched and monitored. They also have the USA Patriot Act. I mean, all these programs need to be done away with. These are all frauds. Okay. None of us are terrorists. I don't know how to make no fucking bomb. I've never put together a plan or a plot to go out and mass kill people or anything like that. I'm just an average Joe who works an 8 to 5 job Monday through Friday, barely making ends meet to take care of myself. Okay, barely struggling. And these are the types of people that they want to watch and monitor. I barely even go outside. I've been on a fast from society for months now. I have not been out anywhere. And these people still fucking watch and observe and listen and try to find ways to get me to come outside so they can point the finger and be like, see, we told you he was crazy, doing all kind of stupid ass crazy shenanigans. Okay? These people are sick. How long does it take to conduct an investigation against an individual that has been accused of indulging or engaging in terrorist activity? How long does an investigation take? Because we've been going through this shit for years. And they don't have nothing to say that I'm a fucking terrorist, that I'm a violent criminal, or none of that fucking shit. Because I tell a narcissist to fuck off, because I give a narcissist the finger, so that's a reason to have me on a watch list. And that goes right in tandem with what I'm saying about the weaponization of the federal government. You got these people that have ties to the FBI and these law enforcement agencies and intelligence agencies. And if you hurt their feelings and they get butt hurt, they just make a phone call and get you on that list. That's how this shit goes. Many of us have gotten on a list in that manner where you put a narcissist in their fucking place and they got booty hurt and they went to their mamas and daddies crying, and then that's when all hell broke loose on us. Some of us have been targeted since children, though. Let's not let's not forget about that fact. I'm one of those people that I've been watched ever since I was a kid. There's so many accounts and stories of things that happened when I was younger, and now that I'm older and I look back on it, I'm like, holy shit, these people have been in and around my life my whole life since birth. So there's different levels to it, there's different intensities to it. I think for a time they may watch you to see how you turn out, to see if you're going to be more of a sheep or if you're going to be more of like a lone wolf warrior type person. And through the years, I have been more of like the lone wolf, you know, not a part of the herd type of person. So they will watch people like that. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, Jim Jordan, I think is the best person to have on the select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. Like I said, he's very well spoken. He's very passionate about what's going on. I don't know if this Speaker of the House thing would take away from his energy that he has put into that committee in trying to expose the weaponization of the government. I have no idea. These people, he's very intelligent, so I'm pretty sure maybe that would be a better position for him to be in order to help targeted individuals. Okay. If you don't know who he is, let me just give you a taste of, how he talks and, his demeanor and how he brings his points across.
Border that is no longer a border. We have a military that We have a border that is no longer a border. We have a military that can't meet its recruitment goals. We have bad energy policy, bad education policy, record spending, record inflation, record debt, and a government that has been weaponized against we the people, against the very people we represent.
See, that's acknowledgement right there. That's what we want. We want people talking about that shit because that's exactly what's going on in this country. These agencies, these law enforcement agencies, intelligence agencies are supposed to be there to protect the people, but these motherfuckers have made the people the enemy.
So we need to pass legislation to address all that. And I hope my Democrat colleagues will join me. I really do. But I have my doubts. And if they don't, and if Chuck Schumer says, no, we're not going to take up that legislation that we pass, and if Joe Biden won't sign it, so be it. They'll have to answer to the people in 2024.
2024. So like I said, December 31st is the last day that they have to decide whether or not they're going to continue to fund this program or reform it. Fuck a reform. They need to get rid of it altogether. Okay? That reform shit, I don't trust it. They need to cancel these fucking programs. Okay? It's too many people have died. Too many people are suffering. And they don't even talk about the experimentation part of this shit that's going on. They're always talking about the FBI and the DOJ. Man, a good bulk of this targeting, it stinks and reeks of CIA activity. You don't have to be, in that field of work to know when when the CIA is involved. There's so much information out there, documentaries, there's books out there on how the CIA operates. The street theater, I think that is directly CIA activity. I don't know if you guys have heard, but the CIA has connections to Hollywood. A lot of the movies that they make, the CIA are involved in that shit. So it's not far-fetched to say that CIA are the ones that do the street theater, whereas you might have the FBI that does the slandering. They'll put out the memos saying that, oh, watch out for this person, they're a terrorist. They're the ones that are responsible for getting the alerts out, or maybe that might be the NSA. Oh, let me also share this with you. The governor of the state of Florida, of the state that I currently reside in, acknowledged organized stalking and harassment and the slander campaign. And I had it marked right here where I want you to hear what he's saying.
You've covered it.
Oh, yeah.
How much the debt has gone up just in the last 5 or 6 years, and it is
Under both parties.
Under both parties.
Yeah, and you've been very
100%,
consistent
100%.
in saying that.
But you also have the issue of our voters and many of these congressmen
Here it is.
have talked about the abuse of power by federal agencies like the FBI surveilling moms going to school board meetings, or having memos circulating that say observant Catholics are potential terrorists, weaponizing the Justice Department. So,
did you hear what he just said? About having memos sent around for people to observe these people for being potential terrorists. Did you hear what he just said? That is an acknowledgement of organized stalking and harassment. Time and time again, targeted individuals have talked about going to certain areas or being in neighborhoods or just even in their residence and having people look off in their phones when they're around all of a sudden. You got people looking off in their phones, looking up at the target, looking off in their phones, looking up at the target. There have been countless complaints by targeted individuals that people are getting alerts about them whenever they're around. I'm going to play this back several times so you can hear what this man just said. This is a total acknowledgement of organized stalking and harassment. This is the state that I reside in. He's the governor of the state that I currently reside in. I actually used to live 20 minutes away from this dude's house. Okay? I wanted to like go make a poster and stand in front of his house in hopes that he'd come back to the house and see my poster about being a targeted individual. Okay? So let me go back here. 1 second.
oh, yeah. How much the debt has gone up just in the last 5 or 6 years, and it is under both
parties.
Under both parties.
Yeah, and you've been very
100%,
consistent in saying that.
But you also have the issue of our voters and many of these congressmen have talked about the abuse of power by federal agencies like the FBI surveilling moms going to school board meetings, or having memos circulating that say observant Catholics are potential terrorists, weaponizing federal agencies like the FBI surveilling moms going to school board meetings, or having memos circulating that say observant Catholics are potential terrorists, weaponizing the Justice Department. So if that's the case, surveilling moms going to school board meetings.
Saying that.
But you also have the issue of our voters and many of these congressmen have talked about the abuse of power by federal agencies like the FBI surveilling moms going to school board meetings, or having memos circulating that say observant Catholics are potential terrorists, weaponizing the Justice Department. So like the FBI surveilling moms going to school board meetings, or having memos circulating that say observant Catholics are potential terrorists, weaponizing the Justice Department. So if that
Okay, so you heard it from this governor's mouth, okay, and he's currently running for the president of the United States. All right, you heard it from this governor's mouth. So this is the type of shit that they got going on. Okay, I am not a fucking terrorist. I work from home. I don't even go outside. How they fucking label me a terrorist, and for the past few months I ain't even really been out nowhere? How am I a fucking terrorist? How long does an investigation take? They hear me every day, Monday through Friday, from 8 to 5, grinding, working, making an honest living. Why are the American citizens' monies being paid, taxpayers' dollars being paid, including my own? Ain't that fucked up? I gotta work and have taxes taken out my check to have that very same money used to watch and stalk and destroy my life. Ain't that some fucked up shit? Okay? How is somebody like that deemed a fucking terrorist? Why are American citizens' tax dollars being utilized to watch people like me? All because I tell a narcissist to fuck off? That's why I need to be on the list? Or because I call a narcissist a fat ass? That's why I need to be on the list? All right, so again, there's acknowledgement in government about this program. It's not hidden anymore. It's all in plain sight. So what we need to do now is targeted individuals. If you've not done this already, continue to write these people, okay? Flood their emails, flood their mailboxes with your testimonies as to what these people are fucking doing to you. Just as I have done. Continue to do that shit and then wait for December 31st to see what these people are going to do. People are tired of going through this fucking program, man. People are tired of working If targets are even able to find work, some of us can't even get work. Some of us are so intelligent and so educated, we can't even get the work that is best suited for our level of intelligence and skill. We have to settle for jobs that pay minimum wage damn near. Okay? Because we're blacklisted, blackballed, all of that. Okay? So it's if you're a target individual, pay close. December 31st, that's the day, right before New Year's or whatever, is when they're going to decide whether or not to continue to fund this shit or reform it or whatever. So that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting to see that because I'll be damned, like, to continue to have to go through this shit, man. You work hard and you make your money. These people come in, sabotage your property. You're having to rebuy things that you shouldn't have to rebuy. Things are going bad that shouldn't go bad. That it just doesn't make any sense. Like why is something going on with the piece of property that you have, and it, it, if you're targeted, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just at a loss of words. It's just overwhelmingly the stuff that they do to us. It's like there's so much, and it just sucks to have to work a job and then have your property fucked with, and then you're supposed to just sit there and take it. But the minute you react to it or respond to it angrily, and rightfully so, because it's a righteous anger, because you're having crimes committed against you, then they will use that scenario or that situation to point the finger and say, aha, we told you he was crazy. We told you he was violent. Okay. How many more years are we supposed to just take this shit and deal with this shit? How many more? These people got people at our jobs involved with this shit, people in the community and the neighbors. If you go to church, churches are the worst. These are the people that are supposed to live by the book and the word of God and the teachings of Jesus Christ. And these people are engaged in organized stalking and harassment against you. They have made you the demon or the monster of the community. And that's what they in them churches preaching. Okay? So I just wanted to share this video pertaining to that. I really hope Jim Jordan, he's already been nominated, but there's a few other things that are missing to, I guess, finalize it or whatever. Nomination don't mean that he got it, but he's very close to getting it. But if him being in that position for House Speaker is an even better position to help us as targeted individuals, then I'm all for it. Okay, I'm all for that. There was even talk that President Trump was that they may look to him to be House Speaker or whatever. So we don't know what's going to happen. Again, I'm not a political person. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm apolitical. Okay, I don't. But a lot of the stuff that is affecting us as targeted individuals has to do with government. So it's important to watch and see what's going on so that you know what precautions you need to take. Just as it says in the Bible, you have to know the devices of Satan so that you know how to protect yourself. You know what to watch out for. All right. So, um, yeah, just wanted to share this video. I don't like that this shit is right here. When I close my tab, I might accidentally hit the stop button. I don't want to do that. But anyways, yeah, Patriot Act gotta go. FISA 702, that shit's gotta go. Um, write your state representatives or your congressmen, do all that shit because, like I said, people have got to make as much noise about what's going on as possible. Okay. Um, there was something else that I had discovered. Operators Field Manual, Ghost Protocol, Project Seraphim. Okay. I was looking at this, and this is like a manual as to some of the things they do with the targeting. So they've deemed us the enemy, right? So right here it says, knowing your enemy is the most important part of defeating the enemy. That goes both ways. That goes for targeted individuals and it goes for our enemies. They do the same thing. You ever heard of the phrase, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? That's why these motherfuckers always try to control the narrative. They're the ones that try to reach out to you under the guise that they want to help you, but really there's a wolf in sheep's clothing trying to get you close so they can study you and find out what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, so they know how to defeat you. That's the only reason why these people would reach out to you under the guise of trying to help you. They're fucking snakes. All right. So this is some of the shit. Wait, what does it say? Operators doctrine. The operators have a strict doctrine that they have to abide by, and we are going to try to put it in our own words. The doctrine contains intelligence. Okay, that's what they gather on you of years of watching you and profiling you. They have to gather the intelligence, logistics, non-combatant evacuation operations, communications support, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear operations. Oh my God, the stuff that these people do to us with these chemicals. I can't tell you how many times I've received mail and there was some kind of substance on that shit, and it made my hands itch. It made my hands shake and shiver. Okay, these people are using biological and chemical agents in a warfare against us to try to destroy us and to try to get us sick. Okay, these people will fashion those chemicals in such a manner that it is exclusive to your DNA, so that if anybody else gets in contact with it, it won't affect them because they don't have the same DNA as you do. But since it's tailored and fashioned to attack your blood and your genetics, you're going to be the one to feel the ramifications of that attack. I can't tell you how many times I've experienced that with these mail carriers. Okay? Unconventional warfare, use of pack animals. Hell, they can hack animals to attack you and all kind of shit. Foreign internal defense operations, vehicle mounted operations. How many times have you had random vehicles parked in front of your house and don't nobody know whose vehicle that is? Some vehicle that ain't never been there before, but all of a sudden it's parked either in front of your house or just down the street, but still within sight of your home. Okay? These vehicles, I'm pretty sure, are mounted with some sort of devices that they use, whether it be EMF, weaponry, or what have you. I'm pretty sure that direct action, advanced special operations, special reconnaissance, the agents that they have walking around, stalking us, waiting around corners for us to walk outside, trying to sync up with us, all that shit. Sniper training and employment, military free for all operations, base camp operations, psychological operations. Here it is, psychological operations, the tactical psychological operations. So this stuff is supposed to be geared towards a military enemy, like the U.S. going against other enemies abroad, but they're using this against actual American citizens. Okay, civil affairs operations, aviation operations. Hence the guy that I posted the video about not too long ago. The dude that go back to that shit. All right, the crazed gang stalker that was
well,
stalking this woman. Second, this lady right here, that's the dude right there. All right, this crazy bastard right there. So when we talk about the aerial stalking and harassment, okay, that's what part of this shit is too. All right, operators are used to shape the global informational and geographic operational environment by conducting special operations to influence. Okay, what do these people go around? They try to gain the trust of the people that are around the target. They try to influence them to come against us, right? Via the slandering, showing them certain things to try to shed us in a bad light, giving half truths or just blatant lies. Deter, locate, okay, isolate. That's a major thing that they try to do with the targeting is they try to isolate us, right? Destroy a target and their support systems. All of a sudden you lose your friends, family that were once there that were very supportive, that looked out for you. All of a sudden that's gone. Whatever support system you have is destroyed. So this is some shit that's supposed to be geared towards military operations against the enemy that's abroad. But they are using this against people in this fucking country, okay? And this stuff goes on and on. Like I'm not even gonna um, go through everything because it's a long. Just look up this document. 1 second. Operators Field Manual Ghost Protocol created by Project Seraphim. So there's so many different um, programs that they got out there. They follow. There's so many different names. They had one called, was it Bluebird or Mockingbird or something like that? A lot of these MK Ultra type programs. So this stuff exists and this stuff is out there. So you have these fucktards, these idiots that will sit up there and try to say that targeted individuals are delusional, they're ignorant, they're stupid, they have persecutory delusion and all this old fucking shit. These people are fucking idiots. You know what? I wouldn't wish this targeting on my worst enemy. But sometimes I wish for people like that to get a taste of this targeting so they can see what it's like. Just so they can get a taste and see what we go through. You know, it's always these people that, you know, that have no experience of what's going on or just totally ignorant to what's happening that have the most to say about the situation when they don't know, they don't have a fucking clue. Okay? So, yeah, actually this guy, he went to court too. One second. Let's see if I can try to. What was the guy's? Well, there's a related video. And arrested stalking by air. Yeah, he went to court. And he pled not guilty and he lied and said that he didn't know the lady, but they found pictures of this lady in his phone. I wonder why. One second. He went to court. Yeah, this is what I was trying to get to. He lied and said he didn't know the lady, but they found, and then this is, I also want to play this too, so you can see this motherfucker lying, and the police found.
The pilot accused of stalking a woman using an airplane was rearrested today. We caught up with 65-year-old Michael Arnold as he showed up in court.
Why are you stalking that woman?
I was not stalking her. I was flying over town.
But you know her.
No.
You don't know her?
I don't know her at all. Never had any contact with her.
Restaurant owner Cassandra Willis says Arnold's been buzzing her house for 4 years, from as low as 300 feet.
For a good 25 minutes, he would just stay above my house. It sounded as though he was going to come through the roof of my home. It would shake the entire roof, the windows.
He's even been accused of bombing the town of Schuylerville, New York, with tomatoes.
Did you throw tomatoes?
No.
Why is she saying that you're stalking her?
Arnold claims that he was
Hey, did you see what he just did? You know that, and that's the same thing that that they do to us. It's called gaslighting, right? They try to act stupid and act like they don't know what's going on, and then when we try to speak on what's the crimes being committed against us, what do they do to us? They say that we're fucking crazy. They say that we're delusional, that we need to get psychiatric help. You see what this motherfucker's doing? Now I have a question. And put this in the comment section. Do you think this dude was mind controlled to do this shit? Or was he fully aware of what he was doing? Okay. Was he following the instructions of someone that put him up to doing it? Maybe he doesn't know her personally, but maybe somebody put him up to doing it, but he's not going to speak on it because he already know what time it is if he speaks on it. Let me know what y'all think it could be, what scenario it could be. Let me finish playing this. I go back here. This is what they do to targeted individuals. And they got proof that this asshole had a connection with this woman because he had pictures of her in his phone. So where did he get the pictures from? I mean, obviously you can go on someone's social media and get pictures and stuff like that. But could someone have sent those pictures to him? This is the target. This is the person we need you to fuck with. Could it have been a situation like that? Who knows? But let's go back and hear this piece of shit lie.
Why is she saying that you're stalking her? Did you throw tomatoes?
No.
Why is she saying that you're stalking her?
Been accused of bombing the town of Schuylerville, New York, with tomatoes.
Did you throw tomatoes?
No.
Why is she saying that you're stalking her?
Arnold claims that he was taking photos of the town for...
And see, that's exactly what they gaslight us. They lie. They accuse us of being mentally unstable. This is the type of shit we have to deal with.
Facebook.
Comment.
$10,000 was added to Arnold's bond because he allegedly tried to contact Cassandra on social media using an alias.
And even after he got arrested for the aerial stalking, and when he got out on bond, this dude was still, he started driving by her house. Okay?
He was able to pay the additional bond and was released.
Literally Nothing stops him.
Within an hour, Cassandra says she spotted Arnold driving by her restaurant in a taxi.
I watch him and he just locked eyes and stared, and it's what he does every single time.
And see, that's some creepy ass shit. But see, with this situation, it's a little bit different because if he's part of the perp network of stalkers, right, or these FISA 702 agents, whatever you want to call these low life pieces of shit, if he's part of that network, why did they slip up and allow him to be compromised? Why did they slip up and allow him to be exposed? So much so that the news media got involved, the mayor of the town got involved. So this situation might be a little bit different from our situation as targeted individuals, because oftentimes you can't even get anybody arrested when it comes to us. When you try to show evidence of what people are doing, it's like it's very hard to get these people arrested. So I'm just using this story as a model of the type of shit that we go through and have to deal with our stalkers in our situation. Now, she might be a targeted individual, but I don't know of too many targeted individuals that get news play. You know what I mean? To where they're broadcasting your story. There have been some targeted individuals like what's that doctor's name in San Antonio where he had a girlfriend that ended up being stalked and she was like drugged and they were coming in her house raping her and all that shit. There's that story too. So there are stories being put out there for sure that is exposing this stuff. But like I said, it's important to, you know, contact your state representatives. You know, there are people being vocal about this and are talking about it. But like I said, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust any of them still. I don't trust Jim Jordan. I don't trust Trump. I don't trust none of them. But like I said, if you have people, by golly, that are talking about this shit and that are trying to shed light on this, you know, it's definitely pay attention to that because this could have a monumental effect and change for our lives if this shit gets, if they stop this stuff. Now, they could totally do away with the Patriot Act and the FISA 702, and maybe they could go ahead and implement this program and mask it under something else. Who knows? You know, the devil got all kind of ways. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, at least it's getting attention, and people are talking about it on the media. So how much time is this? I don't want to go too far. Damn. All right. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for now. Please like the video, subscribe. We want to get the algorithms going so we can get this information out. Again, I make these videos for educational purposes solely. I don't make money off any of these videos. I don't care to make money. I want to put information out there that's going to help people and inform people, and that's pretty much it. These programs need to end. It's fucked up that we can't even have due process or warrants, at least be aware of a warrant that's out there of us being accused of being terrorists. The target doesn't know anything. We don't know nothing. All we know is we're getting this harassment and systematic being disenfranchised, okay, in a very surreptitious way. All right, that's all we know. We don't know what we're being accused of. It's like we're just getting punished. There's supposed to be, what happened to due process? What happened to innocent until proven guilty? Where's that at? So at the very least, with this program, okay, if they decide to renew it but have reform, I would highly hope that they would implement a lot better oversight and to actually issue warrants to the people that they are accusing of being terrorists so that they know what they're being accused of so they can answer for it. And there's a reason why they haven't been doing it, because a lot of these queries that have been made on people have been false. Okay? Anybody can call up to one of these fusion centers and submit information to say this person is a potential terrorist and get on the list. They said it only takes 2 people to do it, 2 different people to do that shit. And then they put you on the list. But then they don't say why. They don't have any proof or evidence of you being violent or anything like that. All because you cussed somebody out. Because you called them a fat ass. Because you said they had no chin. You know, like just shit like that. That's a reason to fucking put somebody on a list. You know, these people are fucking pathetic, man. But like I said, just keep your fingers crossed and just look towards December 31st of this year. as to when they're going to make the decision or whether or not to have this shit renewed or reformed or whatever. Just keep watch. Later.